Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of The Awesome with Cody. As usual, I'm your host, Cody, and today we are wrapping up December 2020's theme of non-traditional Christmas movies with Kiss Kiss Bang Bang from 2005. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is an American black comedy crime film directed and written by Shane Black. Shane Black wrote this movie, like I said. It's partially based on a book by Brett Halliday called Bodies Are Where You Find Them, which is a one of many books that he wrote that revolve around a character he created. He did several of these, but they're called the detective's Michael Shane. It's the Shane Detective Shane series or something like that, or Michael Shane Private Detective. That's what it is. Where they wrote a bunch of films based on those, as well as some TV shows, I believe, something like that too. I don't know. I've never actually seen them before. I've never read the book, but yeah, that's what it is. Michael Shane Mysteries. That's what it is. Michael Shane Mysteries that he wrote, and then he's written a lot of other things. Nothing I've actually read before, and I don't know all of what are. The author, his pen name is Davis Dresser, but his real name is Brett Halliday. I'm sorry, hold on. Yeah. Did I say it right? Yes. His primary pen name is Brett Halliday. His real name is Davis Dresser. Man, I messed that up. Anyways, the books are written under the pen name Brett Halliday. That's why the book was written by Brett Halliday. The dude's real name is Davis Dresser. I don't know why I confused myself there. But anyways, he's gone by a bunch of different names, but I believe Brett Halliday is the most famous of his pen names because he wrote most of the books, including all the Michael Shane mystery books and stuff were all credited to Brett Halliday. Anyhow, I don't know how loosely based on Bodies Are Where You Find Them the story is, but I do know that looking over a lot of the titles of the novels that Brett Halliday wrote, I think there's a lot of homage to him in the movie, and I'll get to that in a little bit. And if I remember, I'll even bring this back to that comment. Anyhow, so this movie is written and directed by Shane Black. Shane Black, I have talked about before on this podcast because he has written a lot of. Maybe I haven't really talked about Shane on this one, but I know I've talked about Shane on the main one because the guys and I are big fans of Shane. Shane is probably most famously known for writing and directing Iron Man 3, and then also being the writer of Lethal Weapon and Lethal Weapon 2, The Monster Squad, The Last Boy Scout, which is actually, I did talk about Shane on this because I talked about Last Boy Scout because it's one of my favorite movies. He wrote The Last Boy Scout. He also wrote Last Action Hero, The Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis and Samuel Jackson. And he was also known for playing the character Rick Hawkins in Predator, who's the nerdy guy who is always reading comic books in that as well. And he wrote 2018's The Predator and The Nice Guys back in 2016 with their names escape me at this point. They are Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe. I love that movie too. I spaced on their names. I was looking at it earlier. And one day I'll probably talk about that on here too because that movie's fantastic. Maybe I'll do like a Shane Black month or something, which would have been good for Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. But I didn't. I did it as a Christmas movie because it takes place during Christmas and that doesn't have to revolve around Christmas, but it has to do with Christmas time, and that's why, again, non-traditional Christmas movies. And that's why it landed on this list. Plus, I wanted to watch it again because I do like this movie quite a bit. So, who's in this movie, Cody? Well, let me tell you, everybody. So, starring in this movie are two main leads, actually, I should say three leads, because really it's the three of them. You have Robert Downey Jr. as Harold Harry Lockhart. You have Val Kilmer as Gay Perry Van Shrike. And you have Michelle Monaghan as Harmony Faith Lane. Also in this movie, you have Corbin Burnson. You have Dash Mihawk, I believe that's his name. Larry Miller. Rockmond Dunbar. You have Shayna. I don't know how to say her name. Cheyenne Sossamon. I don't know how to say her name. She's from A Knight's Tale. The love interest of Heath Ledger in A Knight's Tale. I think I've talked about her on this before. On here before. I don't know how to say her name. It's spelled weird, and I'm terrible with names in general. But she's in this. And then Lawrence Fishburne is actually uncredited as the bear in the Gennaro's beer commercial, which I may or may not touch on again, but just know that voice is Lawrence Fishburne of Matrix fame, and now John Wick fame, I guess you could say, too. And Hannibal fame, the TV program. He was in that. Anyways, it's more about Lawrence Fishburne than I thought I'd bring up. So, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. Everyone knows who Robert Downey Jr. is. One of his first movies, way back in the day, was like Weird Science, Less Than Zero. He played Chaplin back in the day. Done a bunch of different things. It's Robert Downey Jr., he's pretty much amazing in anything that he ever does, and he's Iron Man. Well, was Iron Man, will be Iron Man? I don't know. He always will be Iron Man for the most part. But that's Robert Downey Jr., everybody. Next up, Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer, of course, will always and forever be essentially two people to me. Yeah, I would say two people to me. Well, okay, I'll give you three. Three work. Well, actually, man, it's name wise, I'll say you have three titular roles that will always be his biggest ones that most people remember for me. There's a couple because I love the movie Top Secret and I love the movie Real Genius, but the three roles I'm talking about are, of course, Top Gun, Willow, and The Doors. So the biggest thing you got to know, so in Top Gun, he was, his third movie ever, by the way, was Lieutenant Tom Iceman Kaczynski. Willow, he was Mad Mardigan, and of course, in The Doors, he played Jim Morrison. And Doc Holliday and Tombstone, Mike will never forgive me for not bringing that up. He's had an amazing career. He played Elvis Presley in True Romance. He played Batman in Batman Forever. He was in Heat. He was in Island of Dr. Moreau, Ghost in the Darkness, The Saint, which is one of Joe's favorites. He's been in a lot of different things. It's Val Kilmer. He's amazing. He's actually in the sequel to Top Gun called Maverick, or Top Gun Maverick. He plays Admiral Tom Iceman Kaczynski. He did have a health scare in 2018, I think it was. He almost died or some nonsense. I say nonsense. He almost died, which is fucking horrendous. 2015, sorry. He was hospitalized with respiratory issues. Was it respiratory issues? Hold on. I can't remember what. I think it was something to do with respiratory, and like he couldn't. Oh, throat cancer. That's what it was. Throat cancer. Yeah. Anyhow, Val Kilmer's awesome. He's been in a bunch of stuff. The movie you guys all should watch. Actually, speaking of, not to like go on a tangent, there's a few movies of his you should watch. But there's two individually movies that I didn't mention yet. I mean, other than, okay, first off, you should see Top Secret because it's hilarious. You still read Real Genius because it's, well, really genius. I'm sorry, it was really funny too. Top Gun, obviously you haven't seen that. You definitely should see that. It is a super dated movie, but it's super awesome. You should see Willow. It's on Disney Plus. You can watch it there. You should watch The Doors because he's phenomenal in it, and there's really good music in it because it's about the Doors. Tombstone's amazing. He's amazing in that. You should watch Heat. You can skip Batman Forever. It's one of the worst ones in it, but Val Kilmer's Val Kilmer, so he's awesome. The two movies that you should see, though, number one is called Spartan. It is a fantastic movie from 2004, right actually before this movie. It's amazing. You should all watch it. He's phenomenal, and there's a bunch of other really good people in it, too. But it's a movie by David Mamet. It's a really, really good movie. It's been a while since I've seen it, but a couple handful of years, but it's a really good movie. And then you should watch a movie called Wonderland, released in 2003, I believe. Yeah. It's four different, is it four vignettes? Yeah, 4 different movies in one. Has a ton of really good people in it. Carrie Fisher's in it. It's just a bunch of good people, and it's a really good movie. You should watch that one. There's one other one I was thinking of too, besides that one. I'm forgetting what it's called now. Not Mindhunters. Well, he's also in Deja Vu, which I've talked about on here before, because Deja Vu is awesome. But that's not the one. Not Conspiracy. What was the name of that movie? Spacing. Oh, Salt and Sea. The Salt and Sea. You should watch that movie too. That movie's rad. It is a neo-noir crime thriller. Directed by DJ Caruso. Has Dennis D'Onofrio in it. Bunch of other people. That movie's good too. But again, I digress. I just went on another tangent for Val Kilmer, but Val Kilmer's awesome. So you should watch the 3 movies you should watch if you listen to anything I say: The Salt and Sea, Wonderland, and Spartan. You should watch those. Amongst all the other stuff he's made, they're all really good, but those ones are really standouts. As well as if you haven't seen Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, watch that as well, because he had a handful of movies from 2000 to about 2008, I believe, was the run. 2008. I know that, like, essentially 8 years of movies. He made like 70 or something. I'm just kidding. It's probably like 15 or 16. But they're all really good. You should watch them. There's a bunch of the good ones. He's done a bunch of good movies, but that 2008, he had some fucking bangers in there. It was awesome. Anyhow, next up, Michelle Monaghan. You might know her from different things like her amazing performance in a movie called Gone Baby Gone. Really good one. She was in the first season of True Detective on HBO. She was in Source Code, which I talked about before on this podcast. When I did my time travel stuff. What is it, my time travel ones? I think so. Yeah, I think it was time travel ones. She's in the Mission Impossible series ever since 3 was her first one. And then she was in Ghost Protocol, and she was in Fallout, which is now, I know, not all of them. Or actually, that might be 3, 4, and 5. Or 3, that's 3, 5, and 6. Is that 5 and 6? I don't remember. And 4th installment. So she was in 3, 4, and 6. Yeah, they brought her back for the 6th one. She had a slightly larger role in that one. She had a larger role in 3, but she plays Tom Cruise's, or Ethan. She plays Tom Cruise's character's wife in the 3rd one, and then his estranged wife in the other ones. Anyhow, Michelle Monaghan's pretty dope. She's been in a lot of cool shit. The other standout stuff, really, if you were going to talk about it, she was in Constantine. Not that it was a very big role. Like I said, Mission Impossible 3, Gone Baby Gone, Well, she was in Eagle Eye. I forgot about that one. That's actually a pretty fun movie, though. It's kind of... She was in Source Code. Machine Gun Preacher with Gerard Butler. That was a pretty good one. Better Living Through Chemistry is a really good movie. Looking at some other ones. There's a bunch of other good movies on here. Oh, she's in the new Craft movie? Well, don't watch that one. I heard that movie is trash. But anyhow, Michelle Monaghan's in this one. Next up is Corbin Burnson. Corbin Burnson will always be, I say this a lot about people, but he'll always be two things. Three things, because if we're going to throw in his character from L.A. Law, he played a divorce attorney named Arnold Becker in L.A. Law for many a moons, but he was Henry Spencer on Psych, which is the best thing you should know him from, and his second best thing you should know him from is as Roger Dorn in the film series Major League. He was in Major League 1, 2, and Back in the Minors. But he's been in a lot of other stuff, but those three things you should know him from. It's hard to say you should know him from L.A. Law, because L.A. Law I don't think you can watch anywhere right now, because it's super old. It's from 1986. Yeah, ran from 1986 to 1984, or 1994. I went backwards in years. Yeah, 1986 to 1984, and he was on... he was on, like, a lot of... Like, he was a main character, 171 episodes. He was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Actor and a Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series. L.A. Law was a really good show. I remember watching it when I was younger, which I probably shouldn't have watched because I probably didn't really remember or know what's going on it, but I just remember it was a really good movie. They had a lot of good actors in it. But he's been in a lot of different things. Television-wise, a ton. Movies, a ton. Corbin Burnson's been amazing in pretty much everything that I've seen him in. Not that I can think of anything bad he was in. Yeah, anyways, that's Corbin Burnson. He's pretty awesome. And y'all should check him out. If you can find L.A. Law somewhere, you should watch L.A. Law, but I don't think you can watch it anywhere online. Maybe on YouTube's probably some clips or something, but you should watch Psych, because Psych is awesome, and he's amazing in that show as well. How many episodes of Psych was he in, technically? Not Jag. Where is Psych at? There he is. 111 episodes of Psych as Harry Spencer in both movies. He's in both movies. So you should watch that as well. It's on Peacock now, I believe, is the place you can watch it. Anyhow, next up is Dash. I want to say it's Miok. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm terrible at names, as we know this. But he's in the show Ray Donovan on Showtime. It's probably the most popular thing you'd know him, or most people would know him from. He's been in a bunch of stuff all over the spectrum of moviedom. He was in Thin Red Line. He was in what else? Trying to think of some other big ones. Basic, that's a good one. With Samuel Jackson, John Travolta, some other people in that one too. Forget who's in it. He was in I Am Legend. He was Alpha Male. I don't know if that actually this is probably a thing. He was in the second Punisher movie. When they recast Punisher for some strange reason. Well, mainly because they were ruining it, and Thomas Jane knew that. But yeah, he was in like 82 episodes of Ray Donovan on Showtime. So that's something to watch him in. Oh, he was in Gotham. I didn't realize that. I didn't watch that show because it looks terrible, but he was in that. So yeah, that's Dash Miok. I think how you pronounce his name. His character's name is Mr. Frying Pan in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. So that's hilarious. But yeah, that's that. Next up, we have Larry Miller. Larry Miller, I have talked about on here. I think due to 10 Things I Hate About You is probably where I brought it up, because I'm pretty sure I talked about that on this episode, on this show. But he's been in a lot of different things. He was on a TV show called Boston Legal. He is in the Nutty Professor 1 and 2. Like I said, he was the father in 10 Things I Hate About You, which is a fantastic movie. You should all watch and know by heart. He's been in so many things, it's even hard to like narrow down. Long stints on TV. I think really the only long stint on TV okay. He did reprise the role of the father, Walter Stratford, in the TV show, which I never watched, 10 Things About You. I was talking about the movie, but he's also in the TV show, that one, based on that one, or retelling or reimagining. I don't know. I never watched it. 8 Simple Rules. He was in that one. Buzz Lightyear, Star Command. He plays. I think it's pronounced Zar. I don't know. It's XR. Anything else he's big in? No. That's the biggest things he was in. He was in 2 episodes of NCIS. I guess that's a cool thing. Anyways, his name is Larry Miller. You should check him out. He's a comedian. He's been in a lot of different things, but 10 Things I Hate About You, and his smallish role in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Next up is Rockman Dunbar. Rockman Dunbar, probably most notably from the TV show Prison Break. He was also in Sons of Anarchy as the sheriff. He was in The Mentalist, which I really enjoyed. On the was that CBS? I think it was CBS. But yeah, that's he's been in a lot of different things, but those are his big things that I know him from. He's done a lot of different like 1 episodes of stuff, from Felicity to Soul Food, Girlfriends, North Shore, Head Cases. Like I said, Prison Break. He was on that for a bunch of episodes. Mentalist. He was on that for 2 or 3 years, I think. Yeah. Anyways, that's Rockman Dunbar. Next up, I've said her name 1,000 times, and I'll say it wrong every single time except for one. I think it's Shannon Salsaman. Could be completely wrong. I don't fucking know. But anyways, she's in A Knight's Tale. She's in 40 Days and 40 Nights, The Rules of Attraction. She's in The Order. She's in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang for a little bit. And that's the only things you really need to know, because that's her. She's, I don't know. She I know she has some weird kid name, or her kids have some weird names. Like Pilot Inspector or some nonsense, I think certain ones. I don't know. But anyways, she has kids and they have weird names, I think. Oh, I'm sorry. I got it wrong. Audio Science Clayton is her firstborn son's name. And then their second son is named Mortimer Kaufman. And she is married to... I don't remember who it was. I don't think he's an actor. I think it's just her husband. Anyways, some weird names, but she's been in a handful of cool movies, including A Knight's Tale, including The Order, also both with Heath Ledger. But yeah, that's about that. You should watch The Order if you can find it somewhere. You should watch Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Her role is very small in it, but The Order's a pretty cool movie. With like Mark Addy's in it, and like I said, Heath Ledger's in that one, and not Ralph Fiennes. What's his name? It's something German. I don't have it here. I don't see it where I lost it somewhere. I don't know. Anyways, you should watch The Order. That's a pretty cool movie too. And last but not least, Lawrence Fishburne. I talked about Lawrence Fishburne. He's in The Matrix. He's in Man of Steel. He's in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, same character. He's in Ant-Man and Wasp. He was in the Hannibal show on the CBS or NBC. He was on CSI Crime Scene Investigations for a few years on CBS. He's on Blackish on ABC now. Event Horizon. Watch that movie. That movie's fucked up. Yeah. It's Lawrence Fishburne. You guys know who Lawrence Fishburne is. I don't have to go over that. So this movie is basically really simple to break down. Harry Lockhart is a criminal. He's a burglar. Basically, him and his partner fuck up on a robbery. Some lady decides to do citizens justice and ends up shooting them. We think his partner dies. We don't actually get confirmation of that. He gets shot in the arm, gets away, stumbles into a screen test, and gets brought out to L.A. to audition for a movie that's going on out there. He gets thrown into a partnership with Val Kilmer's character, who's going to give him detective lessons as a consultant to this movie company. And then they stumble upon the whole thing. I don't want to ruin it for you because I think you should watch it, but really pay attention to everything that's going on because there's a cool thing going on in it that is like this weird story. I don't want to say weird. A cool storytelling mechanic they're using, so you really pay attention to the movie. And then things will start to tumble into place as you watch it from further on. That's all I'm going to say about it. But that's it for this week's episode, everybody. Again, I have been your host, Cody. This has been the Awesome with Cody. This has been 2020. It's been a weird fucking year. But here we are. A bunch of weeks in. We're done with it now. The next time you hear me, I'll be talking about something else in a new month and a new year. I don't know what that is yet. I'm thinking it's going to be cool shit that came out in 2020. I'm not actually sure about that. I did a best of last year. I don't know if I'll do it again. But anyhow, that's it. We're done. No more show for this show this year. Everyone have a happy new year if I don't see you or know you. Let's be safe out there. Let's have some fun. I'll see you all next year. And like I always say at the end of this show, let's be awesome.